Good morning, folks. How are we doing this beautiful, beautiful summer morning? We're coming to you live from the historic Dutton Motors in Kingman, Arizona. Been here since 1946.
On an old road, take a two-lane trip of memories into mysteries unknown. Come along for the ride. Jim Hinckley's America. Jim Hinckley's America.
Sure glad you could join us today, folks. We got a few things we're going to do different today. Of course, our theme song is by Joe and the folks at the Road Crew. That's roadcrew66.com. Ultimate road trip music for the Route 66 enthusiast. I mentioned that I'm coming to you today live from Dutton Motors in Kingman, Arizona. The dealership here dates to 1946. It's still in the hands of the Dutton family. The Dutton family actually has a very long association with Route 66, 90-year business history, actually, having started out in Gold Road, Arizona. And it seemed fitting because I wanted to talk to you a little bit this morning about economic development and tourism. And communities that have a one-dimensional focus economically often wither on the vine at some point in time. And Gold Road, Arizona is an excellent example. Back in the early years of the 20th century and then again in the 1930s, it was a dynamic and thriving community, but it was focused almost entirely on mining. And that was subject to ebbs and flows. There has to be a multi-dimensional economic approach. This is going to be the first in a series of programs where we talk about the importance of economic development and tourism being linked in a hand-in-glove fashion. In coming episodes, we're going to have some great guests where we sit down and talk about this. I'll be taking this on the road this fall, and I hope to be talking with Bob Russell in Pontiac and Dale Oglesby in Galena, and some of the folks along the way that have been so instrumental in capitalizing on Route 66 specifically, but heritage tourism in general as a component in community revitalization and economic development. Here in Kingman, we're one of the communities that and this is not done to throw anyone under the bus, cast aspersions, but you have to address issues if you're going to fix them. The first thing to do is admit that there are problems, there are issues. And a community like Kingman, it's really surprising on multiple fronts why Kingman has not progressed more as a destination for visitors and for tourists. I don't say this because I happen to call Kingman home or call Kingman my adopted hometown, but Kingman unequivocally, in my opinion, for what that's worth, has the greatest undeveloped tourism potential of any community in the Southwest or on Route 66. It's really phenomenal. Just a partial list of assets that we have. We have the world's only electric automobile museum. We're located at the center of the longest remaining uninterrupted segment of Route 66. And to be honest, I think it's one of the most beautiful segments of Route 66. I joke with tour groups and people often that when you go up through Oatman and Gold Road, Cool Springs, up over Sitgreaves Pass in the Black Mountains, Stevie Wonder would have trouble taking a bad photograph. We have some extensive World War II history. We have the Kingman Army Airfield here during the war, one of the largest bases of its kind. 15 miles south of Kingman on a paved road, you have Wallapai Mountain Park. This is a pine-covered oasis in the desert, if you will, Wallapai Mountain Lodge. Miles and miles of hiking trails. Speaking of trail systems, we have the Surbat Foothills hiking trail system just to the northwest of Kingman, literally on the city limits. Mountain biking and hiking. This is rated as one of the top trail systems in the state of Arizona. We have Camp Beale Springs. We have cultural history. The Wallapai tribe, centered at Peach Springs, is 45 miles east of Kingman. And from Peach Springs, you have the only road where you can drive to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon West with a skywalk, 65 miles from Kingman. We have Amtrak, direct service to Chicago or Los Angeles. We're located 100 miles from a major international airport, McCarran in Las Vegas. Weather is conducive to a 12-month tourism season. Yes, it's Arizona. Yes, it gets warm. But here we are, towards the end of August. Our high temperatures this week are in the mid to upper 90s. Chillin' on Beale, major event. Third Saturday of every month, April through October. We have illustrated historic district walking tours. We have microbreweries. We have wineries. We have the only 1 and 2 day rafting trips anywhere in the Grand Canyon. Like I say, we have the only road where you can drive to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. We have Grand Canyon Caverns. As far as I know, it's the only cavern system on Route 66 that offers wheelchair accessible tours or actual spelunking tours. Make your pick. The railroad, which you can hear in the background, is a big part of Kingman. We have extensive railroad history. Going back to Grand Canyon Caverns, they have a cavern suite, the deepest, darkest, and quietest motel room on Earth. Grand Canyon Caverns has just added the Caverns Grotto, a unique dining experience, 21 stories underground. They have excellent pie, excellent food, ground level or in the caverns themselves. So the question remains, why are some communities on Route 66 in the Southwest eclipsing us? Tourism or economic development or linked together. Kingman, Arizona, you get a chance, take a look at our industrial park. I don't know of an industrial park that has more opportunity anywhere in the United States. This was built on the grounds of the old Kingman Army Airfield. My understanding is the airfield itself is in extensive disarray and disrepair. But we have Main Line Railroad, Los Angeles to Chicago. Patriot Rail recently upgraded the rail system within the park. It's a phenomenal location, a great inland port. Question mark. Why has there been a shortage of businesses? No new businesses have opened for about 10 years. Kingman, Arizona should be a destination. Now, as we take this on the road and we have interviews, we meet with some people, I'm setting this up as a preface, if you will. We're going to be talking about not just Kingman, but tourism, economic development, and how communities, especially rural communities, especially communities on Route 66, have an unprecedented opportunity for development. Because Route 66 is a linear community, the towns on that highway have absolutely astounding opportunity for networking and shared pooled resource marketing and networking. Now, to that, you add the fact that Route 66 has an international fan club. Well, that all adds up to me to making communities a destination should be a no-brainer. Folks, I want to thank you for joining me. Want a real quick plug for our patrons who make this program possible. This program is sponsored by patrons like you and sponsors like Grand Canyon Caverns and My Marketing Designs. If you're interested in becoming a patron, and there's a lot of benefits, check out JimHinckley'sAmerica.com. Patrons button is in the top right corner. Also, check out Jim Hinckley's America on Facebook. Folks, I want to thank you for joining me today, and we will be seeing you on the road or in person real soon. Join me for the next episode of Jim Hinckley's America.